Hello everyone, welcome back to Collegedunia. And right now, as you all know, today we are at the SRM Sonepat Campus. And if I would tell you that I met a man who has given me a lot of web series and movie recommendations. And his reason of referring to all these web series is because he needs to connect with all the young audience that he has. Hi sir, how are you?
Hi.
How are you doing today? Please, students के लिए थोड़ा अपना introduction दीजिए.
Thank you, Swapnil. It is a pleasure talking to you. And I am Vijay. I head the law department here as Dean Faculty of Law, SRM University Sonepat. SRM University Sonepat is a known name. Faculty of Law got established in 2013 and I am leading it since last 1.5 years. My background, I am an academician. However, I have worked with corporate as well as with the government regulator, that is Competition Commission of India, for some time. And these varied experiences brings me a lot of understanding about this sector, which I want to contribute or discuss with our students, and it helps me. So, at the end of the day, when I talk to a student, I can give him a wholesome perspective about his career. And that is possible only because you have the experience around that.
I want to ask, when did you join SRM?
SRM I joined December 2022.
2022.
Yeah.
क्या हालात थे तब SRM लॉ डिपार्टमेंट के और आज के डेट में क्या हालात?
So SRM लॉ डिपार्टमेंट के हालात हमेशा से अच्छे थे and it has been doing very, very well. And this university is itself having a 50 years of legacy, and there are multiple things which are. The only thing which has happened then is that from a temporary structure, we have now moved into a permanent structure. As you can see, we are having swanky rooms with all ACs around and good furnitures and everything around for the facilities of our students. We are located on 2 floors, new block of the SRM campus, and it gives the modern feel. That is one thing which we have done. Secondly, we have worked on our curriculum because now I think that there is a lot of development around law and technology. And we have introduced the honors program in law and technology. We have ramped up our corporate law program, wherein we have included the new dimensions like insolvency and bankruptcy code, which is coming up as a new profession, a new genre of profession as such. And then coming up of NEP has brought number of changes at the university level. So we have introduced those particular things also into the law curriculum. Like for example, we are having a number of skill enhancement courses, which basically builds skills. Like for example, I am focusing on data visualization. That is a paper which we are teaching to the new batch. And idea is that now you cannot do anything without data. And you should know how data should look like and how you should present the data.
Of course, there are some skills in our life chali nahi sakti. Language proficiency बढ़ाने के लिए भी आप कोई skill provide?
Yes, definitely. We are having a specific department on soft skills, which takes care of languages. We offer 3 separate languages to the students to be taught, that is French, German, and we have included, in fact, Hindi. Vidhik Hindi also has been included. You must have heard Honorable Chief Justice of India, while he was inaugurating Prayagraj NLU, he said that now local languages should also be looked at. So we are focusing on that as well because a lot of students come from that background and we want to help them. So that is the idea. So languages, we are working on it, and we also work on the soft skills of the students. Language is one part. English as a curriculum, there are 2 subjects which is there for the students. But other than that, they require how to sit, how to talk, how to carry themselves, how to build their CV. These are the multiple dimensions which we are focusing on as far as the students are concerned.
India is very diverse when it comes to education as well.
Yes.
We have a lot of top BTech colleges, a lot of top medical colleges, even law colleges.
Right.
Now you are at SRM, heading this whole department.
Right.
आपकी inspiration कहाँ से आती है?
That's a very good question which you have asked actually, So if you look at it, my inspiration comes from my own alma mater. So I did my LLB, if I go back and see that where I did my LLB, I did it from a traditional university, that is Nagpur University.
Okay.
And I'm sitting here before you. Yes. So I don't get intimidated by this particular fact that someone is coming from an X university or Y university. And I want to bring this confidence to my students. And that is the reason I go back and see. So the college I studied, it was just located by a stone's throw away from Diksha Bhumi, which is actually the place, one of the Tirth Sthal of Baba Saheb Ambedkar, who actually made the constitution. So you can see the kind of an inspiration which I drew from there. And I have throughout met people who have inspired me in my life. I worked in Competition Commission of India, where there is a lot of professional people I work with. I work with Indian Institute of Corporate Affairs. From there, I got that particular understanding. And in terms of learning from peers, I believe every institution gives you something or the other, one or the other. So we cannot list an institution as such that yes, this is the role model. But yes, individuals are. There are number of individuals in number of institutions who are role model. Like for example, our own Honorable Vice Chancellor, who has been a Vice Chancellor for 10 years and he served in a number of multiple institutions. So definitely that inspiration comes up. In terms of institutions and rankings, definitely we follow each of them and keep learning new things from them.
A lot of students would still be confused कि क्या हमें law as a career pursue करना चाहिए. या if चलो pursue करना भी है तो how should we go about the whole career? What are the basic nuances that should be followed? For those students, I have some basic questions.
Yeah.
मुझे अगर clear करना है कि मेरा law में interest है या नहीं है, what are the best ways that I can ensure कि ठीक है, probably I have some interest over here and also I can do something good. What are the introspections that one should do, a student should do?
This is a good question actually you have asked, and in fact everybody should do this introspection, because many a times we find students who land up into this particular course and later on they think that why did I not fit, not for us or not fit for it. There is no harm in doing that, because they are not decided at that point in time, and if they explore and they are able to tell after doing 1 year, 2 years that yes, this is not fit for me, that is also exploration and learning. I remember my PhD guide saying that during research, she used to say that if you don't find in anything out of that particular research, that itself is a finding, because you have found the dead end. Now you can move on other directions, right? Similar goes with these students. But nowadays, I think there is a lot of tools available, online tools like psychometric testing, and I think our institution at SRM, we are doing it free of cost. So anyone can connect with the admission team and they will do it. There you get linkages. That yes, okay, fine, this particular profession is fit for me or not fit for me. But I will tell you, we can transform ourselves and change ourselves. I'll give you my example. I started my journey as a BSc student. I was interested in doing MSc chemistry. And then thereafter, due to my family background, I had to support myself. I started doing medical transcription after my BSc. Did 1 year medical transcription, and then I thought that, okay, fine, let us do law. And I started with that, and after first semester I understood that no, this is my calling. I want to be in this field, and that is how I went into it. Then 5 years I worked with government, and then I thought that no, academics suits me better, and then I shifted to academics, and now I am in full-time academics. So these changes and transformations will keep happening in people's life throughout, But in the initial days, there are certain things which one can gauge whether this profession is for me or not. One is speaking. If a person is confident and happy to speak with people.
Yes.
But again, I will put a clause here. Even if you are not able to speak properly, that does not mean that you cannot be a good lawyer. You can be, because lawyering always doesn't require speaking skills. There is also writing skills.
Right.
So you can be a good draftsman. You can write well. That is another important skill which you can think of if you like writing. If you like reading. And understanding things, you are interested in newer things always. So I feel that this profession keeps you young always. And there are several examples. I think Mr. Ramjet Malani we can see, and it keeps your faculties always open. So you are always intelligent. You see, we lost Fali S. Nariman now, and you have seen towards the end. He has given a speech to Vidhi Utsav. There was a program by Oak Bridge which they organized. And you see हम इसको बोलते हैं ना हिंदी में खनक, आवाज की खनक, वो अभी भी बरकरार है. So this particular profession gives you that kind of a thing. So these are some of the tidbits, but I think everything gets clearer slowly and slowly. So if you join the law program, after first semester you will be able to gauge whether this is for me or not. So that is also there. Nowadays, students are getting more opportunity because they are preparing for CLAT. So they are already understanding that where they are heading. So these things always gives them that particular understanding that whether this profession is for me or not. One tip I can give to the students more that there are previous year CLAT papers available.
Right.
Try to solve 1 or 2 CLAT papers. You will understand whether you belong to this profession or not. That will give you a sufficient indication.
Of course.
So that is one way of looking.
CLAT preparation के लिए what is the best guidebook from your end?
मैं बच्चों को यही बोलूँगा कि अगर आप सही में सोच रहे हो कि मुझे कानून की पढ़ाई करनी है और अच्छे लॉ स्कूल से करनी है या कहीं से भी करनी है, तो आपको एक चीज़ तो मन में बांध लेनी होगी कि you have to be aware about current affairs. You cannot escape newspaper reading. तो मुझे ये लगता है कि 50% प्रिपरेशन आपके एग्जामिनेशंस की और चीज़ों की हो जाती है जब आप न्यूज़पेपर रेगुलर बेसिस पे फॉलो करते हो, पढ़ते हो, उसके नोट्स बनाते हो. This is applicable to all competitive examinations, including CLAT. As well as a lawyer, you are updated. I would refer to 2-3 pages of The Hindu, which I follow. One page, there is a column which talks about pronunciation and word of the day. Every day there is a word which comes up and its usage is told. Now see, 365 days, 365 words, and a different perspective. In your CLAT paper, language is one of the aspects which you have to look at. This is one. Second is, you look at text and context. There is a page which talks about text and context. And it gives you numbers, data visualization I was talking about.
Right.
And you can see that which are the areas on which it is being talked about. So that is editorial. And most of the legal news are getting updated. I find it very happy to see, and people, that this profession is growing so much. Pick up any newspaper and you will have at least 10-15 piece on legal dimension or aspect. Nowadays a lot of headlines actually on the top of it. Either you talk about electoral bonds case or you talk about demonetization case or any kind of a case. The people are discussing and there are perspectives coming this side or that side. So this is a bubbling field, that is what I would say.
Yeah. Now, once the student is in any institute, let's say CLAT law पढ़ने के लिए किसी भी institute में join करते हैं. Now we Indians are very money minded.
Right.
अगर 5 रुपए खर्चा करते हैं,
nothing wrong in that.
हमें 10 रुपए का outcome चाहिए. तो ROI के बारे में सबको कोई concern होता है. A lot of students, of course, they go into corporates and they become their legal divisions, legal extension teams join कर देते हैं. But for the folks who are getting into practices in it, how are ROI कैसे function करता है इस इंडस्ट्री में, and how should a student go about it?
ये बहुत ही इंटरेस्टिंग क्वेश्चन पूछा है आपने, बट दिस इज अ मैनेजमेंट क्वेश्चन एक्चुअली. ROI का क्वेश्चन मैनेजमेंट वाले पूछते हैं बहुत ज़्यादा, लॉ वाले नहीं पूछते. तो मैनेजमेंट बैकग्राउंड से अगर कोई आता है तो वो पूछता है कि भाई ROI क्या हुआ इसका. बहुत सारी चीज़ों का ROI नहीं निकल सकता. हम लोगों ने कभी आज तक ROI नहीं पूछा. जब हम लोग एजुकेशन पढ़ रहे थे तो हमने नहीं पूछा कि इसका ROI क्या होगा, इसका ROI क्या होगा. एजुकेशन कर रहे थे. And I have 2 kids, and for you have a very interesting question, and I am also looking at an ROI for my kid, trying to see, and I was looking at school fees. I just wanted to explore that whether we can. Generally 10 to 15 lakh rupees, an IB curriculum, more than that, 25 lakh rupees for school.
Yeah.
Well, what is the ROI? They are not giving placement, right? So they will just give them and he will pass with some percentage, and then what is the ROI? So if you look at it from that particular perspective, ROI question is actually a question which must be asked because you are investing and definitely you want some return out of it. But return is not on the solely a criteria which institution will be following, right? Or the institution can give you the complete ROI because it is a joint effort. Education is not one-way effort. Education is an effort wherein institution is there, teacher is there, student is there. These all three cumulatively create an environment which gives you the ROI. So here basically the ROI will be coming from all these 3 dimensions together, right? Now question is whether the 2 players, that is teachers and institutions, are giving you that ROI or not. So bifurcate your ROI question into 3 and see that whether your teacher is teaching you, giving you that particular output which you are requiring. Yes, your ROI is met. You see whether institution is giving you that particular infrastructure or not, whether they are giving you proper classrooms, whether they are giving you a placement and training directorate who helps you and supports you in your internships and placement, your ROI is met. Now, what is the outcome? If you are measuring it from the perspective of outcome, that yes, if I get an X package and then only my ROI is met, I think that is a wrong parameter to go. This is my understanding.
Right.
I may be wrong, but this is what I feel about ROI question.
What do you think SRM Law Department is the whole department being able to provide everything that is valuable to a student? Let's say faculty का भी उतना ही valuation हो रहा है एक student की life में,
Right.
and department की तरफ से भी उतने resources आ रहे हैं एक student की life में. Is that value proposition adequate to students right now or not, or does it need improvement, or is it going fine? Now we are gonna move in automatic.
So see, I think
What is your perspective?
I think on this particular perspective, we keep evolving every time, and I have a mechanism in place at my department and faculty, which keeps asking this particular question, which you have asked me every time. So every quarter we are having meetings of the curriculum committee, of people. We are having student feedback. I personally meet thrice the students in the semester. It is basically beginning of the semester, after a week, before midterm and before end term. We have a conversation. And these questions are asked, and there is a continuous development which is happening.
Response मिलता है students की तरफ से. अभी response.
Response जो है वो बहुत अच्छा मिलता है, और जो छोटी मोटी चीजें होती हैं, जैसे कि for example they want a training program probably in X area. Like I'll give you an example. So last meeting there was some students said that no, we want to understand about the practical aspects of arbitration. We said yes, done. So we called an arbitrator and they had a conversation and he explained his perspective. Somebody told that no, we want to understand legal entrepreneurship. Okay, well done. So we called a speaker who talked on legal entrepreneurship. Then we are having about 6-7 research centers in different areas wherein we have tied up our students to, and they are working in those research centers and those areas. Now they are exploring that. So now say for example artificial intelligence and technology, how it is operating. So we call a cybersecurity expert and he spoke on that area. We celebrated IPR day, people from some firm came and explained the interface of IPR. So these things we keep doing and we are hearing our students. I personally believe that student is the largest stakeholder of this whole ecosystem. So whatever they are coming up with the input, whatever they are telling that yes, this we need to improve, this we need to improve, we are improving that. And I think organizations should be open in that particular regard, and then we should keep developing ourselves.
Next 2 या 5 साल का vision क्या है?
See, the law faculty, I think we are located at a very good place, and it is actually Delhi NCR. So this particular thing we should leverage. So I am thinking about collaborations with law firms, with different companies, from the perspective of internships and placements. That is one way of looking at it. Otherwise, on research also. Because I think there is a lot of policy work going on in legal sector. So there are a number of firms like Vidhi Legal and many other policy firms which have come up.
Right.
And I would like my students to do that kind of a job as well. So we are looking for some collaborations with those firms. Because law firm cannot collaborate on a one-to-one basis with law colleges, because that will be questioning their independence. So generally they don't enter into a MOU kind of a thing. But definitely we can have a professor of practice concept. In fact, we are having professor of practice, Mr. Surana from Surana and Surana Attorneys is our professor of practice. Like that, we are looking for more number of senior players who can come here and engage with our students. This is one way we are looking at it. This is something which we are looking at. Secondly, we want to utilize the advantage of this particular place, and we want to emerge as one of the prominent law schools in this area and vicinity. I am very proud to tell you that in our institutions, we are catering all classes of students. So we are very, in that particular sense, our vision of our founding chancellor and our own chancellor right now is social service. So we are doing a lot of, you can say, scholarships we are giving to the students. There are a number of students who come from the rural background whom we are catering to. So I feel proud. At the end of the day, that is what education is all about. So these are some of the, vision points which we are looking at it.
Great. Collaboration and research work.
Collaboration and research. And third one would be multidisciplinarity, because we are not a standalone law school. We are having number of other departments like hotel management, we are having engineering, we are having computer science, humanities, we are having management itself. So that cross-cutting issues also we can actually deliberate upon and discuss. So that is one area, another area which is there. Fourth area which I am looking for is the executive education, because I think the existing lawyers needs training. You cannot just leave. Like for example, chartered accountants and company secretaries, they need to earn credit periodically, to keep themselves updated in the profession. I feel that similar kind of a situation should be there for lawyers. They also need to be updated on a regular basis. And I'm thinking about something around that where we can have executive education in a more way, so that we can reach out to more and more masses and people other than our regular students which we are having.
अभी आप placements provide कर रहे हो students को?
बिल्कुल provide करते हैं. अभी just we had a session on, we are actually having bifurcated our students into 4 compartments. So we are having final year students who are immediately needing placement. So that is a different strategy for them. Then pre-final year students, for them there is a separate strategy. And first year students, because we are planning their internship, that is a separate strategy. And 2 batches, second year and third year, we have clubbed together for their further internships. So I personally held a session with my students, final year and pre-final year. And we have assessed them that where they stand right now. And interventions we are taking up. Like for example, our training and placement division has already started the interviews of those students. And basis the interview, their CV and their write-up, we are assessing them and then accordingly sending CVs to different firms and different places. Some of the students are already got the internship. They are doing internship, undergoing internship. We extended the internship period for them. For final year students, we have introduced 2 project-based learning. So they are doing that kind of activity also. So if they are, say for example, one of my student is working in an insolvency firm and she is working on an insolvency project. So she can convert that particular project as their project and then she can work further. So these initiatives we are taking, and there is a placement division which actually helps the students on different fronts. So placement is that way.
Now, if I ask you, because आप अपने students को analyze तो करिए, if I ask you कि try forecasting कि इस बार के final year students में से maximum package आपका कितना जाएगा?
Right now, see, package is, again I told you that is a package is something which cannot be decided beforehand. It all depends. I can tell you the average package which is being done for the students. So generally, if you will see 6, 7, 8, this is what is the package which average students initially will get it.
Okay.
But immediately after a year, if they show their potential somewhere, then definitely that will shoot up. That is how it will happen. As far as 1 or 2 of students are concerned, they will go higher, maybe 10, 12, 15.
What is the highest package that went, let's say last year?
You are talking about the law faculty?
Yeah.
Approximately, it will be about 6 to 7 lakh rupees. That is what.
Okay. Alright. And what would be the lowest package that might have been last year?
Lowest package will be 4, I think, something around that. Yeah.
Alright. You have told me the plan कि next 5 years में आप कैसे improve करने वाले हो.
हाँ.
But then don't you think इतना अगर एक student इतना सारा पैसे invest कर रहा है, आप कैसे ensure करोगे कि वो और rigorously attentive हो जाए और rigorously devote करे अपने time को? Because for placements, the university is not just responsible. Student has to be equally responsible.
Right.
Students को कैसे pave करोगे कि भाई तुम पढ़ो लो, तुम करो अपने आप को डेवलप, उसके लिए कुछ स्ट्रैटेजीज हैं? आर देयर समथिंग न्यू?
नहीं, वही मैं बता रहा था ना आपको कि जो हमारा फर्स्ट ईयर है, अब हमने स्टार्ट किया है फर्स्ट ईयर से. सो वी हैड अ सेशन विद द फर्स्ट ईयर्स और हमने उनको पूछा कि आपका अगले 5 साल का प्लान क्या है, आप कौन कौन से इंटर्नशिप करने वाले हैं. अगर आपकी 20 वीक की इंटर्नशिप है तो आपने प्लान अपना चार्ट आउट किया है कि नहीं किया. तो उस पर हमारी अभी ट्रेनिंग चल रही है. उनको सीवीज बनवाएंगे, उसके बाद फिर उनसे हम जो है वो सीवीज भरवाएंगे, देन वे अप्लाई करवाएंगे, एंड डिफरेंट phases they will do all these particular internships. That is what is the plan.
Now, my one last question.
Yeah.
And I think this question is just out of curiosity. Technology बहुत develop हो गई है.
Right.
In market there are so many open AI sources that have come into play. ChatGPT आ गया, Gemini आ गया, Midjourney, so on and so forth.
Right.
क्या आपकी भी इंडस्ट्री में due to all these open AI sources, is ChatGPT or platforms or so OpenAI sources like ChatGPT are somehow revolutionizing your industry or not?
You see, I can give you answers from 2 perspectives.
Yes.
Right. एक मैं प्रोफेशनल के पर्सपेक्टिव से दे सकता हूँ और एक मैं फैकल्टी के पर्सपेक्टिव से दे सकता हूँ. अगर मैं फैकल्टी के पर्सपेक्टिव से देखूँ तो ये ChatGPT हमारे लिए पेन है, क्योंकि मोस्ट ऑफ द असाइनमेंट्स जब बच्चे सबमिट करते हैं तो वो जो है ChatGPT यूटिलाइज करते हैं. आजकल थोड़ा डिफिकल्ट होता है, तो बच्चों को कन्विंस करना होता है, उन्हें एथिक्स एंड लॉ, इसीलिए हमने एक पेपर भी रखा हुआ है एथिक्स एंड लॉ। तो पहले सेमेस्टर में ही हम उनको पढ़ाते हैं कि भाई प्लेजरिज्म के क्या पिटफॉल्स हैं और आप क्यों इससे एडिक्टेड नहीं होना चाहिए। इट इज़ अ टूल, यू शुड यूटिलाइज इट एज अ टूल, यू शुड नॉट गेट subservient to the tool, you should be in a situation to utilize that particular tool। ये हम बताते हैं। एज अ प्रोफेशनल, येस, दैट इज़ अ गुड वे ऑफ यूटिलाइजिंग इट। अगर आपको अपना ऑफिस मैनेज करना है तो आपकी ऑफिस मैनेजमेंट सॉफ्टवेयर आपको हेल्प करती है। आपने अगर अपने आप शेड्यूलिंग करनी है तो आपको कैलेंडर हेल्प करता है। तो ये जो टूल्स है ये आपको आने चाहिए, बट दैट हैज़ टू बी लेजिटिमेटली यूटिलाइज। दैट इज़ व्हाट इज़ माई idea and understanding। We have seen these technologies backfiring also, wherein people have done research through ChatGPT and presented in the courts, and that has been backfired. So that kind of a thing should not be.
Do you think OpenAI sources or the tools like ChatGPT, will they be able to write law or constitution?
अभी तक तो मेरा आर्टिकल नहीं लिख पा रहे हैं, because the way I am thinking, because I am planning to write an article and I try to take help from ChatGPT। कोई भी टॉपिक पे जिस पे भी मैं सोच रहा हूँ जिस ढंग से, अगर मैं उसको प्रॉम्प्ट दे के अगर कुछ लेना चाह रहा हूँ तो वो चीज़ दे रहा है जो मेरे स्टैंडर्ड का नहीं है। ठीक है, सो एज ऑफ नाउ आई फील दैट कि इट इज़ नॉट यूजफुल टू मी। सो आई हैव टू थिंक ओरिजिनल एंड आई हैव टू ब्रिंग इट द पर्सपेक्टिव विच आई वांट टू प्रेजेंट इट। तो वो मेरे लेवल पे नहीं सोच पा रहा। दैट इज व्हाट इज माय थिंकिंग अबाउट इट।
Perfect।
Yeah,
and I think for all the students, for all the viewers who are watching right now, of course ChatGPT is useful for you, it is helpful, but उसको fundamental crux मत बना लो अपने life का, अपने knowledge। Do your own thing, be original, just like Sir suggested। And this has been a great conversation, very candid and pretty insightful as well। SRM के बारे में भी हमने चीज़ें जानी, law के बारे में as an industry भी हमने चीज़ें जानी। I hope this whole conversation would have been very valuable for me, for all of you guys। However, if you want to know more about SRM law department, or if you want me to have more such conversations with Sir or anybody in the SRM, comment section में लिखो, मुझे बताओ कि exactly क्या जानना है आपको, and probably I'll reach out to these।
No, you're most welcome. You can come anytime, and we'll be happy to have conversation on any issues. We have faculty members, and as I told you, there are 5 different areas on which we are having centers. So definitely we can have some conversations around those centers like constitution, corporate, criminal, international law, law and technology, alternate dispute resolution. These are the areas in which we are working right now, and we'll be happy to take it forward.
Perfect। Thank you so much, Sir, for giving your time।
Thank you। Pleasure meeting you।
Like, share and subscribe। ये वीडियो पसंद आया हो तो अपने फ्रेंड्स के साथ शेयर कर दो। Do subscribe to our channel and see you in the next video। Bye।